and welcome back to Word Unlocked. I'm Jake.
And I'm Sarah. And today's word connects beautifully to last episode. Last episode, sarcastic. This episode, ironic. They are neighbors, they are related, but they are not the same thing.
Yes, and today's word is specifically about those moments where life twists, where the unexpected happens, where the universe seems to have a sense of humor. Sarah, the word.
Ironically.
Ironically. Let's learn it.
Ironically means the opposite of what you expect happens, or what you say is the opposite of what you mean. Life produces a result that contradicts the situation in a surprising or funny way.
For example, a fire station burns down. A police station gets robbed. A grammar teacher sends an email full of spelling mistakes. The situation contradicts itself. That contradiction, that is irony.
And ironically is the adverb. You use it to introduce that twist, that contradiction, that unexpected flip. Now, the chunks.
Chunk 1. Ironically, something happened. You start the sentence with ironically. You signal what comes next is a twist, a contradiction, something unexpected given the situation.
For example, ironically, the fitness coach was the least healthy person in the building. You expect a fitness coach to be healthy. The opposite happened. Ironically introduces that twist.
Ironically at the start is a storytelling signal. It tells the listener, pay attention. What comes next contradicts what you would expect. Get ready to be surprised.
Chunk 2, ironically enough. The enough adds a casual, conversational feeling. It softens the irony slightly, makes it feel like you are sharing a funny observation with a friend.
Ironically enough, the one day I decided to walk instead of drive, my car would have been fine. It rained the entire walk. You chose walking, you expected it to be fine, it was not fine. Ironically enough.
Ironically enough is perfect for everyday stories, small contradictions, life's little jokes, not dramatic ironies, just the funny, slightly frustrating coincidences of daily life.
Chunk 3. Done ironically or worn ironically. You do something or wear something as a joke, not because you genuinely like it, but because the gap between the thing and the context is funny.
For example, she listened to that terrible pop song ironically. She doesn't actually like the song, but she plays it because the awfulness of it is the joke. Done ironically.
Or, he wore the oversized vintage suit ironically to the office party. Not because suits like that are fashionable, because they absolutely are not fashionable, and that is the whole point. Worn ironically.
Done or worn ironically says, I am aware this is ridiculous. I am doing it anyway because the ridiculousness is intentional.
Chunk 4. Somewhat ironically. A softer version. Not a dramatic twist, just a mild contradiction. A small, funny observation. Not the universe playing a huge joke, just a gentle one.
For example, somewhat ironically, the book about minimalism was the longest book on the shelf. Not a huge twist, not shocking, just a mild, quiet contradiction, somewhat ironically.
Somewhat ironically is very useful when you want to point out a contradiction without over-dramatizing it. The somewhat tells the listener, this is a small irony. Notice it. Smile. Move on.
And chunk 5, meant ironically. You clarify, this was not literal. This was not sincere. The statement was a joke, a critique, a performance. It was meant ironically, not seriously.
For example, when I said that meeting was a highlight of my week, I meant it ironically. You did not enjoy the meeting. The meeting was not the highlight. The opposite was true. Meant ironically.
Meant ironically is important because, like sarcasm, irony can be misread, especially in writing, especially across cultures. If your irony is not landing, say it. This was meant ironically. Save the confusion.
Two stories. Mine first, about ironically enough. A few years ago, I spent an entire weekend preparing for an important Monday meeting. Research, slides, notes, everything perfectly ready. I was more prepared for a meeting than I had ever been in my life. Monday morning, the meeting was canceled, 30 minutes before it started. Ironically enough, the one meeting I was completely ready for was the one that never happened. Every underprepared meeting I have ever attended, those all ran on time, on schedule, without exception.
The universe noticed you were ready and decided not today.
Not today. Ironically enough, being overprepared guaranteed cancellation. I have never been that prepared since.
A lesson learned through irony. My story is about somewhat ironically, and it is about this podcast. Word Unlocked is a podcast about learning English, about building vocabulary, about communicating clearly and naturally. Somewhat ironically, Jake and I spend most of our time between episodes arguing about words, which word to use, how to explain it, whether a phrase is natural or too formal. Two people who teach communication constantly miscommunicating with each other about communication.
Somewhat ironically, the communication experts have communication problems.
Every single episode. But somewhat ironically, those arguments make the episodes better because we find the real questions, the genuine confusions, and we put them in the script.
Somewhat ironically, our disagreements are the product, and the product teaches people to communicate better.
Life is full of somewhat ironically moments. Once you have the word, you see them everywhere.
Okay, let's finish. Ironically, when the opposite of what you expect happens, or when something is said or done with the intention of meaning the opposite. Life's contradictions, the universe's sense of humor.
Your 5 chunks. Ironically, something happened, starting a sentence to introduce an unexpected twist or contradiction. Ironically enough, the casual conversational version for everyday small contradictions. Done or worn ironically, doing something as a deliberate joke because the gap between the thing and the context is funny. Somewhat ironically, a softer, gentler contradiction that deserves a smile but not a dramatic reaction. And meant ironically, clarifying that a statement was a joke or critique and not meant to be taken seriously.
Homework today, look for one ironic moment in your week. Just one. A small contradiction, a funny twist, a situation where the expected and the actual were opposites, and describe it using today's chunks.
Once you start looking for irony, you find it everywhere. Life is full of it. The word just helps you name it.
Ironically enough, learning the word irony makes life seem funnier, not harder.
That might be the most useful thing we have ever said on this podcast.
Stay curious, notice the twists. Later.
Thanks for listening to Word Unlocked.